Election Day is just hours away as millions across the country plan to cast their ballots in the race for president.
Here in Western Mass, poll workers are also getting ready for what's expected to be a busy day. Tonight, we're getting answers on what you need to know if you plan on heading to the polls tomorrow.
Good morning.
In the days leading up to Election Tuesday, hundreds of mail-in ballots like these have flooded into Holyoke City Hall. Just the beginning of what's expected to be a surge of voter turnout due to the presidential race.
It's very busy every 4 years. Sometimes it's more than double what we would see in just a regular state election.
That's why back in late October, Holyoke City Clerk Brenna Murphy-Leary held a training session for her dozen-plus poll wardens, going over what their responsibilities are before any issues pop up at the polls on Tuesday.
We try to do this before each election. However, during presidential years, we make sure we do it.
It's a similar story just to the south in Springfield, where they too have seen plenty of pre-election action. But with 64 polling locations across the city, 73 if you include the substations, their preparations are on a much larger order of magnitude, especially considering they sent out 17,000 mail-in ballots alone.
Thankfully, our mayor has allowed us to hire temporary staff during presidential elections, so we have extra hands that help with the filing, the processing of those vote-by-mail ballots.
Gladys Oyola Lopez serves as the election commissioner for the Bay State's third largest city. She says people casting their ballots before Election Day is becoming more and more popular, in no small part due to voters now having several options available: an absentee ballot, a mail-in ballot, or early in-person voting.
I think that's going to alleviate some of the work for the poll workers. The other thing is with the early voting, we've had increased foot traffic. I think I've seen more early voters during this presidential election than we have any year prior.
That's likely to cut down on those waiting to vote the old-fashioned way on Election Tuesday. But if you are planning to cast your ballot tomorrow, here are a few things to keep in mind. If you filled out a mail-in ballot, don't bring it to the polls. You have to either put it in the drop box outside your town or city hall, hand deliver it to the clerk's office, or have it postmarked no later than Tuesday, November 5th. Also, while an ID isn't required to vote, it's still a good idea to bring one with you just in case.
So if a voter comes in and they're listed as inactive, the poll worker checking them in will have them step to the side and speak with the warden. They'll check them on the inactive voting list and check their identification, which is the only reason why we do ask for identification is if somebody is on the inactive list.
Now, an ID doesn't have to be your license or even have your picture on it. It can be something as simple as a library card or prescription bottle, as long as it shows your name and address. Finally, if you're looking to avoid peak voting times and get in and out as quickly as possible, there are sweet spots that aren't typically as busy.
So I would say don't go at lunchtime. Don't go first thing in the morning. So when the polls open, there's always a line. Everyone who goes to work says, oh, I'm just going to swing by right before I go to work. And then at 5 o'clock, as soon as they get out of work. So if you avoid those peak times, you're pretty, ensured that you're going to go in and it won't take as long.
Something else to keep in mind if you're planning on voting tomorrow, there are 5 questions on the ballot. So if you need glasses, the cheaters, to read, don't forget to bring them with you.